Okay, we are back pre-recording from the Ark with Executioner Larry Flint, and this segment is called The Blueprint. And pretty much we're going to go over some questions with Executioner about the competitive fighting game scene and what it was yesterday versus what it is today. The first question we're going to start off with is um, what are your thoughts about the cloning process, something called the Clone Wars, where back in 2002, Empire Arcadia formed a division in which players competed under a particular brand name, which was EMP, Empire Arcadia, for fighting games. And the thoughts and the opinions of those who saw this first come into action versus what's going on now.
Well, pretty much what I see now today is that everyone's taking the blueprint that Empire Arcadia created, and which is just funny because it's ironic because people when Empire Arcadia first came out on the fighting game scene around 2003, they laughed at Empire Arcadia and said they're not good. All they're doing is hiring top players. They don't have enough players of their own and whatnot. But yeah, you check Shoryuken all of a sudden. It's like every week you see a player get brought out by somebody, and all these crews getting created and everything. And all of a sudden everyone's cheer happy for them and all that. No one's saying anything negative to them. That what they said when Empire Arcade was doing the same exact thing. And pretty much you see everyone taking the blueprint. They used to laugh at us when we had our shirts, and we used to go around saying hail, or we had our own handshake. And then you look at it now, everyone has their own shirt, so they want to put their clan or their group branding for their name when they're on the stream or when they have tournament results. And for me, it's just funny because they used to laugh at us and say, "Oh, what are you doing? It's never going to work," and everything. I guess the only reason they said it because they didn't see the money in front of their faces. Now that fighting games are more mainstream, it's like everybody wants to have a clan, and then now that everybody wants to have a clan, everyone's trying to get other people's top players and all that stuff, and which is just funny too because especially with the most controversial role player would be Justin Wong. They tell them don't go. They tell them join the Empire and anything like that because oh, they ain't pay no money, or Trifle is a power glove, or any inane thing they can think of. But lo and behold, now he's on EG and he's doing the same thing he's doing over there, but just that you can see Evil Genius's money all of a sudden is great for him and all that. And that's the problem with the community today. Like they only go on what they see and what they don't, and not what they don't see. The only people that know what's going on really will be like tournament directors and organizers and people who start making these clans and everything. But as a whole, the Clone Wars that I see now, the ones that are really going to do something, they're actually going to stay. Like I feel like Borderland Gaming, Empire Arcadia, of course, and like Evil Genius, they're going to stay around. But as far as the other clans, I think right now they're just a fad. All I see right now for them, they're like you have your name in front of you have your clan or your group name in front of your name and a T-shirt. Like I don't see them doing anything really with the community yet. Nothing for them to really make any noise.
Some people would say that Empire Arcadia hasn't done anything for the community within the last 9 years, and since its inception. Do you think that's fair to say? What are your thoughts on that?
All my thoughts on that, it goes back to what I said in the first question. They're not seeing, I feel like they're being blind to it. If they say they haven't made an impact, then why is everybody trying to have a group now, or trying to sign players and do this, and they want to turn their players into a franchise thing when that's what Empire Arcadia was trying to do years ago. It's like I feel like they're just playing a blind eye to the impact that Empire Arcadia has dealt. Because all of a sudden now, they want to make sure that, you know, they see their brand now, and they, instead of just not caring. And then most importantly, now everybody realizing what Empire Arcadia was trying to do before, when it's like, you know, the saying that, you know, Triforce always says that it's not what you win, it's what you do with the win. Now everyone's copying that blueprint, and whatever win they get or whatever they're gonna post it online, post it on YouTube, or post it on the front page of Event Hubs or SRK, and they're gonna run with that and everything. So you know, to say that, you know, Empire Arcadia had no impact on the fighting game community, you know, it's just pure ignorance. And I just feel you're just saying that out of hatred.
All right. Let's turn to a positive note on it. The Clone Wars has a positive side to it. Can you explain what that positive side is?
It's proving that you don't gotta. These wars right now proving is like you don't have to be a great top player to get your name out there. And perfect example would be someone like Gutex. I don't know anything he won, but I know his name. I know what he does. All I know is, you know, I think he got top 5 somewhere in the East Coast, and from there he ran with it. Like, you know, pretty much these wars are just proving that you don't need to get first and everything. And basically, what I like now is that, you know, everyone's starting to realize that, you know, they started utilizing everything they know. I think a perfect example would be like someone like Juicebox. Like I honestly don't check Super Street Fighter tournament results, but I don't really hear his name for him placing in tournaments. I hear his name for having a podcast, or him doing tutorials on Shoryuken and things like that. So pretty much like, only thing I feel the benefit is that, you know, it opens more doors. The Clone Wars open more doors for everybody to be a part of the community. Like you don't have, right now in this day and age, you don't have to be a top player to be known, to have your name out there and everything like that. Like you just don't need to win tournaments to get there. Like you can do other things in the community that's gonna help the community grow, and, you know, help your brand and whatever company for, or if you're by yourself, grow in the community.
All right. And now that this vice, or this avenue has been opened for gamers to try to maximize the true market value of whatever is it that they win or that they can promote, seeing that the scene is expanding, this is actually good news for fighting games as a whole. 2011 is coming around. There was a big war with MLG trying to get Street Fighter 4 into their league. Without going into details, that was snuffed out. Would you like to see Marvel vs. Capcom 3 in MLG or WCG?
Yes, I would actually.
Why?
Pretty much to get the name out there. I think in this time, in this age of the fighting game community, we shouldn't limit ourselves. We shouldn't limit ourselves to just one organization. Like now's the time to have it expand as far as possible. And, you know, I feel like the only reason it's not really expanding is just exclusive rights and money. That's the only reason why you don't see Super Street Fighter 4 and MLG tournaments, because they won't allow it. Regardless of what the details is, it just all boils down to money. But when Marvel vs. Capcom 3 comes out, I want to see it. I wanted to see it on every face, you know, every form of media possible, any organization. Like I want to see it everywhere. I don't want it to be limited, like Super Street Fighter is limited. You know.
Well, but that's mostly here in the United States, because the freedom that they have to market Super Street Fighter 4 in Japan is a lot better than the freedom here in the United States.
Of course it is, because, you know, you're talking about 2 different countries, so things work different. While I feel like in Japan they like to expand, watch everything grow as much as possible. you know, over here in America, we like to keep things to ourselves as much as possible, and hold on into the dear life until we can't, until we have to let go. And that's why I think what happens with Super not being an MOG or WCG.